Hello everyone and welcome to another Transformers third-party kind of knockoff-ish review. Today we're taking a look at the Aoyi Mech Interstellar Series Phantom Speed 3-pack. This is based on the Revenge of the Fallen Human Alliance Arcee trio, aka Arcee, the Ducati 848, Chromia, the Suzuki B King, and the Elita-1, the MV Augusta F4. Now, the originals were a little bit lackluster from the Revenge of the Fallen line, so Aoyi Mech, aka Black Mamba, have kind of revitalized them, giving them a very Studio Series-esque look and feel to them in the hope that they scale with the Masterpiece collection. And personally, I actually think they do. Starting off with Arcee, she is this absolutely beautiful, vibrant pink. She's got the arm hanging down, a little bit kibble-tastic there on the shoulder, but not hugely dissimilar to the original concept design. Fairly static when she stands. These each have their own individual stand. Pretty decent sculpt. Considering how much screen time they actually get, I think that's pretty decent. Love the colours though, they are so incredibly vibrant, aren't they? Articulation wise, she has the head up and down, left and right. Shoulders are ball mounted, so they can go up and down. There's a bend on the elbow, albeit it is kind of limited because it's all part and parcel of the transformation. We have the shoulder section with the front of the cab on. We have a bend on this shoulder, although it looks to be there's actually no bend on that arm. That's a fixed unit. There is up and down if you want to get a little bit of extra height on Arcee. And there's a waist pivot in there and a ball mounted socket for the back of those wheels. And then the wheels themselves drop down. I just absolutely adore the colour on Arcee though, one of my favourites of the trio. Next up we have Chromia, who I personally think has probably one of the better head sculpts of the trio. Really nice look. Again, gorgeous paint applications. This one has the wheel positioned behind the head, much like her original Revenge of the Fallen Human Alliance counterpart. We do have a ball joint on that shoulder, but the elbow itself does bend kind of inwards like so. You can't really get it to look overly natural. The head can rotate, look up and down. We can sink inwards and backwards on that neck joint. Again, on this shoulder, ball mounted socket, pivot on the elbow, and a rotation and pivot on that large gun. We get the extending waist, so you can work the top piece and the bottom piece if you want to get a little bit of extra height, or collapse that torso down a bit, much like Arcee. We do get a very different stand. It just pegs in on the side mount there. And she does look pretty darn funky, isn't there? It's not exactly a Suzuki blue, but it's listed, I believe, as a custom Suzuki. So I'll let that one slide. It's actually a very kind of electric blue, very radiant. And last but by no means least, we have Elita-1. Again, pretty decent head sculpt on there. All these head sculpts are different. Rotation up and down on that neck as well. Rotation on those shoulders. There's a bend on the front of that wheel panel. She's got this big cannon on this arm, again done on that ball mount. The backpack is rotatable. I didn't get any instructions with these. These were pre-production. I saw somebody in China do a review on these, and this was rotated around the other way, and it was up really high. I'm not entirely sure how it's meant to go, but these aren't overly complex, so I'm sure you can figure it out. Again, we can extend that all the way up, or it can be sunk back down like so, and much like the others, we get a very kind of unique base. This one slots in over here. Now she of course is an MV Augusta. Not a fan of the MV. It does tend to keep breaking down. But hey, that's just me nitpicking a bike. Right, for a quick scale comparison, here they are alongside some other kind of the MP and oversized MP figures. I'm trying to get mine as best scale-wise as I can. Skids, I think, is probably too big. That's the Human Alliance. Skids should have really stuck with the deluxe Skids, I think. Skids is meant to be 10 feet tall. Sideswipe is meant to be 15, Bumblebee is 16, Ironhide is 22, I believe, and Prime is 28. The trio are meant to be about 7 feet tall, and Sam, which wiki is listed at 6 foot. So I could probably hunch them down so they look like they're about a foot taller. But personally, I think kind of double those on top of each other, 14 feet, just shy of Bumblebee. I think that actually works remarkably well. Like I said, Skids is probably too big. I should have maybe stuck with the deluxe version, but for now I think that actually works pretty decent. Let's just bring in the Black Mamba Prime as well. And yes, I know, before anybody corrects me, he is sporting his Dark of the Moon 6-pack hidden away in there. I actually think maybe he does look better. I think Ironhide's meant to come up to like his chest area. This is of course the Black Mamba oversized Ironhide. So I think the only one actually the same scale is the Legendary Toys Bumblebee there, and we've got Skids. All the rest are kind of oversized. Here they are, along with the oversized Jetfire. Now, considering he's meant to be 50 feet tall, probably don't work with him. But the oversized rustic Megatron, yeah, I think that works. I think it was him that blew them up in the movie. Don't quote me on that. I know they were kind of fighting in that desert scene, weren't they? But I'm pretty sure it was Megatron that shot them and like, oh, come with, boom, and they're gone. But yeah, I think he works exceptionally well with these. Yeah, they now need to be kind of dirtied up a bit or possibly blown to pieces. And I know they're not even remotely screen accurate, but here they are with the other Arcee, the fully kind of transforming one, the one that does look kind of semi like a proper Transformer. Actually one of my favourite versions, and it's a really good bike to display with the likes of your G.I. Joe and that as well. But like I say, if we're looking for screen accuracy, neither mold's kind of perfect, but the Black Mamba ones do definitely sway far more towards what we saw on screen. And for those actually curious, these do range from around the 10.5 centimetre mark through to about 12 centimeters if you lift up Chromia's wheel up to its highest. So they're not the biggest of figures, but definitely not the smallest. Oh, as gorgeous as these gals look in their robot mode, let's get them transformed up into their bikes. Let's start with her transformation. So you want to just untab this section here, come down to the wheel. This depends on how you've got it displayed. Sometimes I have it like that, so it says tallest. But the idea is this is going to slide all the way up, and there's a groove just inside here, and that's going to push and slide in like so. And then looking here, this is going to rock back, and there's this tab here. That's going to slide all the way down, and that's going to push and lock in like so. Rotate her head around, push her head down and out of the way, and then you need to bend this hinge here, so that comes up. This hinge here is then going to bend again, and this is on a rotation. And if you look, there's a small notch there. This should, he says, push, tab, and line up like so. This can then come back up. And then as far as I can tell from the promo images, this kind of just tucks in to the back, and then this squats down like so, which isn't terrible. It's not exactly screen accurate, is it? But that should do nonetheless. Right, let's come around to Elita-1. Let's disengage her stand. See how it just tucks in on there. Really nice head sculpts. I always like to just rotate their heads around there. I don't know if it's necessary really. You want to rotate this around as well, if you kind of rotated it to begin with. Not everybody does. Like I say, the other review that I've seen online, the guy didn't do that, and well, I'm not entirely sure if you're meant to or not really. This is going to come up, and if you look in this tab here, this is going to line up with the notch under here like so. That's just going to compress, and then these are going to come in, and there's these tabs. Come on, in you go. That's going to tab in like so. The torso is going to come down, and again, much like we did earlier on, push, collapse that in. This is then going to come around, and if you look on the inside here, there's this notch here. This is going to rotate, and this should slide in both notches. So in here, like so, and come on. One, two, there, and then push this piece around. And that's basically the hand. It pushes the hand inside this piece here. That now becomes the license plate. Make sure all of this is tabbed in, and bring that wheel back up. It does look a little bit lackluster at the front there. It looks like something is missing from the front. It could well be. Mine is a pre-production, isn't it? But I'm pretty sure it isn't. I'm pretty sure that is complete. So get her to stand up. There we go. And last but by no means least, probably the most complex of the trio is Arcee. So let's just untab this section here. These wheels are going to come up. This is going to rock like so, and these are going to extend outwards. It's going to form basically the side half. Again, don't know if we need to, but I always rotate the head and just push that down. This section here, the hand, that's going to push down, form part of the seat, and this is just going to rotate, and that's just going to tab in like so. You see, that's actually going to form the seat part of the bike. This is on a folding hinge. That's going to fold down, and as you can see, there's a lot going on in here, isn't there? Right, I believe we're meant to slide this along the slider so it's at its longest. Make sure that's locked in. Rotate this around like so, and collapse that all the way down. This is then going to rotate like so on this upper pivot, bringing the bike around and in line, and then we can just line up these pieces here. These should, he says, all line up nicely. Now there's a tab. Here. That's going to push and tab in to the side. And there's a tab connecting these two like this. For some reason I've moved her head around again, haven't I? Push that around, push that into the center like so. This is then just going to tab in to there like so, and then bring magazine. There we go. That was well easy, wasn't it? I made a right pig's ear of that, didn't I? But there we go. That is our third and final bike transformed. And they actually scale pretty darn well with the Human Alliance figures. I'm actually kind of liking how that's come out. So let's take a look at the actual bikes themselves. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Like I say, it's meant to be like kind of like a modded Suzuki, I believe. So, got your exhausts on there. Rolls quite nicely. Got those nice coloured spokes. Bit of Cybertronian text on the side as well. Arcee was a pain in the Arcee to transform. We got there in the end, didn't we? Don't very often see pink Ducatis, but hey, maybe that's the way the MotoGP should go now. You can have some nice pink Ducatis. Again, you've got your exhaust sections on the back there, license plate, got your lights and your windshield, and then we've got the MV Augusta. Not bad at all. Pretty darn decent. Albeit that one does not want to stand. I cannot get Elita-1 to stand. There we go. Quick scale comparison with our other bikes. They do, of course, tower over this trio, but I'm actually really happy with them. I think they look pretty darn decent, and they are definitely a vital part of my oversized MP collection. I mean, it's dependent on whether you really want everything to be in scale. MPM Prime isn't in scale with MPM Bumblebee. Neither is Ironhide, hence I've gone that kind of jumbled route where I'm putting some MPMs in with the oversized MPMs and the undersized, etc. Just want to find something that works, and personally I think these do. Huge thank you to TF Direct for making this review possible. I've included a link where you can order this trio from TF Direct in the description below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. What do you think? Are you happy with the Human Alliance ones? Are you likely to pick up these ones, or are you going to wait for those Studio Series ones? If so, do you think we're going to get a redo of those as well? Quite possibly. Until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thanks for watching. Goodbye.